against Tennessee Rebel.
Oh, this is nice. Oh!
Hey there, sports fan, and welcome to Wrestling. We are continuing our breakdown of every single episode of the WWE. That's right, you know it, the World Wrestling Empire. We have a complete archive at this point, and let me tell you something. This is the midway point. We are halfway through all the episodes, so start getting sad now because we're at the tippity top of the ride. It's all downhill from here. Hey. We're back in 1995, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're at the National Guard Armory, pal. Led, as always, by The Ledge and Prince Devlin Blanchard. And Devlin is actually on strike, and Ledge is handling it really well.
We're going to watch Michael the Rock Johnson.
And apparently Scott the Serpent Summers now also has more monikers.
Scott the Snake Scum Serpent Summers.
Devlin also shares what he calls a new publicity photo for light heavyweight champion Shane Cortez and his manager, the Atomic Playboy. Coolest part is Devlin also got his 8-year-old nephew to add Homer Simpson, saying,
"Gee, Ledge, if you were just a little dumber, that could be you."
Look at Devlin showing off his art class project before the Elmer's glue was even dry.
Stay out of that fridge.
Jerry f***ing Silverado is here with his in-real-life stepson, the Annihilator, and the Bad Boys.
I'll tell you something. It's this simple.
Kabuki! First match of the evening, and referee Dynamite Daryl is rightfully booed.
Dynamite Daryl!
First out, we have one half of the Bad Boys, Kroll Danzig. Kroll Danzig. Devlin does remind us of what Kroll did last time he was on television.
Basically made him a big pile of stain on the mat.
But the statute has run out and he's allowed back in Tulsa. And his opponent, the inventor of the moonsault, about to commit assault. His marriage ended in no fault. Michael the Rock Johnson. I do know someone who knows someone, which I do understand seems like I'm lying right off the bat, but I promise this is true, who took a moonsault from Michael the Rock Johnson, who did invent the maneuver, by the way, and had his arm broken by Michael's knee, apparently. And I guess the guys in the back used to call it the cat falling out of a tree salt. And I don't want to spoil some upcoming interviews I have, but that story and that name have been corroborated by a member of the World Wrestling Empire itself. Stay tuned. Kroll Danzig looks like the IT guy at your office that you were hoping wouldn't be the one to come up to help you figure out your new printer.
My spreadsheet has a font.
Move! Kroll decides to wrestle himself, but then gets mad about it.
Look at Kroll, he just rises.
To the untrained eye, it might look like Kroll was talking to his opponent here, but he was actually telling him how much he hates him and how much his headlock's gonna hurt. And if you're gonna do a crappy regular left arm headlock, you might as well, for no extra cost, throw in an incorrect crappy right arm one too.
One good turn deserves another.
Kroll Danzig then does the coolest thing he will ever do.
Rock! No, it's the atomic drop!
Oh! When they call him the Rock, that means he is the Rock.
Yeah, I know. I heard you the first time.
He's rock solid, and you don't throw stones at a rock.
I think you don't know what you're saying.
Kroll Danzig doesn't run the ropes. He just trust falls into them. And I don't know if anyone watching this is a wrestler or wants to be a wrestler, but if you do want to be a wrestler and you don't grab the ropes while you're running them, you will die. Quick cat falling out of the tree salt, and this one is academic.
Johnson on the top rope. It's the move.
He got it.
Academic in the sense that Kroll Danzig failed.
That's it.
Scott the Snake Scum Serpent Summers sells seashells by the seashore, is here in his windbreaker to tell you damn kids to stop romping and get to bed. I have to work. Tennessee Rebel is here, and admittedly, I've been pretty rough on Tennessee Rebel in the past, and I would like to say that this is a good time as any to kind of ease up on him, but it isn't. The Rebel himself is out here to beat the serpent snake sapien scum man, or at least beat the charges.
I understand Tennessee Rebel has got something that we need to look at or read about or something.
What are you trying to tell us, boy? Keeping his sunglasses on because the cops ain't allowed to field sobriety test them, state law. Tennessee Rebel tells us that the contract signed last week puts him in a Tennessee bull rope match, where a bull rope is tied to each opponent's arm and a metal cowbell swings in the middle, which is a fun educational opportunity for all the children watching at home, because that's actually how Tennessee decides new laws.
He gets it. There's the bell.
Tennessee Rebel starts off pretty confident, but the turning point in this one is when SDSSSS hits him in the face for real.
Oh, this is nice.
Oh, and
I could have used a little more cowbell.
We just kind of walk around and kicky chokey for a while referee Doug McCoy does a great job of trying to enforce rules in a match that has no rules.
corner. Oh!
Scott Summers then hits the Rebel with his not Jake the Snake Roberts adjacent DDT at all, but there's no ref to make a count for the DDT on account of his CTE. Just enough time for Tennessee Rebel to hit his own version of a non-Jake the Snake Roberts adjacent DDT for the win and earning the custodial rights to the cowbell.
Y'all be wearing gold-plated diapers.
Next up, Brett the Hitman Knight
If you put the letter S in front of Hitman
against JT Rocker, who is all grown up now, and you can tell on account of his mustache. The shit man wrenches in the hammerlock, and you can tell it hurts big time because JT taps his shoulder. And the repartee ringside is just hard to keep up with.
At least my face doesn't look like something that came out of my nose.
No, but it's unfortunate that your nose looks like something that ought to come out of your face.
That last remark fell about 30 yards away from making any sense whatsoever.
The turning point in this one is Brett Knight steps on something squishy on his way to the bathroom in the dark. JT Rocker does have 2 feet, but they might both be left. Brett Knight then steals my finisher from 3rd grade gym class.
Goes into,
I call that, but it was and Brett with a leg drop, and he didn't miss that
You're supposed to move, Bubby.
one. Oh, but he did that one.
There you go, Bubby. And we get the classic. Bad guy hits a low blow, and the ref wasn't supposed to see it, but definitely did see it, so then just looks real quick to the left. The competitors then attempt the dirty dancing thing. Nobody puts the shit man in the corner.
I carried a watermelon.
And another not Jake the Snake Roberts adjacent DDT, and the ref may or may not count 3, and then that may or may not have supposed to be the finish, but so I don't know, no one knows, so just ignore it, keep going.
Oh, I thought it was over right there.
JT Rocker then hits his finisher, the Twisted Sister.
Oh, the Twisted Sister.
And Dimetap Daryl just turns around for no reason instead of counting the pin. But Brett the BK Kids Club Knight is out of ideas, so he just does the same move.
2.5, reverses it and rolls Brett Knight out.
So then we have a roll-up. The referee jumps down to count the 3 count, gets to 2, and then decides arbitrarily that this one is now a time limit draw.
Kick out on 2.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What?
No.
By my incredibly accurate calculations via the timestamp on this video, means that match had a 6-minute and 45-second time limit. I'm starting to think they're just making this stuff up. Back at the desk, Devlin gets passed a note by Thing from the Addams Family.
Anyway,
Uh-oh.
what's the note about, Devlin?
Nothing. Notes about nothing. Don't worry about it.
And I am sure that setup will pay off. Devlin Blanchard is now interviewing the young men of the Military Express, who appear to have just had their arms installed today. And Junior Scout Hartman is taking all of this very seriously.
Let me tell you something right now. I just love to get you in the ring anytime, anywhere.
Sure you would.
And let me tell you, I got a big surprise coming next week.
What, you getting a facelift or something?
We then hear a brief word from the mayor of Tulsa.
You better stay tuned for more wrestling.
Now, finally, at the end of the broadcast, we will find out what was written on that mysterious note handed to Devlin Blanchard.
Good night, Kayla. It's been a great night in the World Wrestling Empire. We're going to see you next week right here.
You are a thief of joy.